Welcome to the deep dive. Today we are really getting into Elizabeth Gilbert's Big Magic, Unlocking Creative Living Beyond Fear.
hmm
Our goal here is to pull out the core wisdom, give you a shortcut to understanding her take on creativity and, crucially, how you can use it.
Right. Whether you think of yourself as an artist with a capital A or, just someone trying to bring a bit more imagination into daily life.
Exactly, because this book is for everyone.
It really is. And it's interesting because Gilbert, who everyone knows from Eat, Pray, Love, she takes a bit of a different path here.
Yeah, it's less memoir, more philosophy, a creative philosophy.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
She makes this really compelling argument that creativity isn't some, exclusive club. It's not just for the gifted few.
She says it's our birthright, doesn't she?
Precisely. The birthright of every single person, which is, well, pretty revolutionary when you think about how we usually frame creativity.
It really is empowering. You instantly feel like, okay, maybe this is for me. And she does it through stories, right? Personal stuff, anecdotes.
Yeah, personal anecdotes, stories about others, bits of philosophy all woven together. It paints this picture of a creative life filled with curiosity, definitely courage, and joy. Lots of joy.
So we're going to unpack some of those big ideas today, like how to actually be creative.
Absolutely. We'll look at tapping into that inherent creativity she talks about, the role of fear, which is huge in the book.
Yeah, the fear part.
The idea of giving yourself permission, which is so important. And even that really unique concept she has about ideas being alive.
That one definitely caught my eye. Okay, so let's start at the foundation. This idea that everyone is creative. How does she define that if it's not just, painting or writing music?
Well, she means it really broadly. It's about infusion, infusing imagination into just living.
So like everyday stuff.
Exactly. Think about someone who loves cooking and just messes around with recipes, tries new things. That's creativity.
Okay.
Or someone who's super passionate about their garden, not following a strict plan, but just experimenting, seeing what works.
Yeah.
That's creative living.
Or finding a new way to solve a problem at the office, maybe.
Yes. Finding novel solutions, approaching challenges playfully. It's the how, not necessarily the what. It's not tied to a specific job title.
She tells that story, doesn't she? About the woman returning to figure skating.
Oh, yeah. That's such a key example. This middle-aged woman hasn't skated in decades, goes back purely for the love of it.
Not for competition, not for money.
Nope. Just the joy. And Gilbert holds that up as, the essence of creativity. Pure expression, no external pressure.
That really strips away the baggage we attach to being creative, doesn't it?
Completely. It says the act itself, the engagement, that's the value. So the big takeaway is you don't need to quit your job and rent a studio.
Right.
It's about weaving imagination into the life you already have.
Yeah.
In small ways, big ways, whatever feels right for you.
Okay, so if it's our birthright, if it's that accessible, what stops us? What's the big hurdle? Gilbert seems pretty clear on this.
Oh, she is crystal clear. It's fear. F-E-A-R. That's the main roadblock.
The big one.
Yeah. And crucially, she doesn't say you need to get rid of fear. She basically says, look, fear is always going to show up when you try something new or vulnerable.
It's part of the deal.
It's part of the package. Expect it. Don't be surprised when it arrives.
And she talks about her own fear writing Eat, Pray, Love, right? Being terrified.
Totally terrified. She was convinced people would think it was self-indulgent, silly, all those critical voices we hear.
So what does she do? How did she handle it?
She acknowledged it. She didn't pretend it wasn't there, but she refused to let it stop her. Which leads to that fantastic metaphor she uses.
The car metaphor, yes.
Exactly. Fear gets a seat in the car. It's allowed on the road trip of your creative life.
But
It doesn't get to drive. It doesn't choose the music. It certainly doesn't touch the map or the steering wheel.
I love that image. It makes fear manageable. It's there, maybe making annoying comments from the back seat.
Exactly. Annoying comments, dire warnings, but you're still the one driving the car, heading towards your curiosity.
So the lesson isn't be fearless. It's be brave with fear.
Precisely. Don't wait for fear to disappear, because, spoiler alert, it probably won't. Just make space for it, buckle it in, and keep driving. Let courage take the wheel.
Okay, so fear is the internal barrier. But Gilbert also talks about external ones, right? Like waiting for someone else to say it's okay.
Oh, yes. The trap of waiting for permission. That's another big theme.
It's so easy to fall into that, isn't it? Waiting for a teacher, a critic, your family, someone to give you the green light.
And Gilbert has seen it so much. She talks about writers who've waited years, even decades, for some kind of external validation before they really commit.
What's her advice then? Just Do it anyway.
Pretty much. Her advice is blunt but liberating. She says, the only permission slip you need is your own hand signing your own name. Boom.
Wow. That puts the power right back in your hand.
Completely. It's about internal authority. And she lived it too. Her early books weren't big hits, didn't get rave reviews.
But she kept writing.
She kept writing because the act mattered to her more than the reception.
That's authenticity, right?
Yeah.
Creating because it makes you feel alive, not because you need the world's approval.
That's a huge shift. Okay, let's talk about maybe her most out there idea, the one about ideas being alive.
Right. It's definitely the one that makes you go, She proposes that ideas aren't just thoughts we generate, they're sort of energetic entities.
Like little beings floating around.
Kind of. Floating around looking for a human collaborator to help bring them into the world. It's a bit mystical, yeah.
And she has that story about her Amazon novel.
Yes, the Anne Patchett story. It's wild.
Yeah.
Gilbert was working on this novel set in the Amazon, but it stalled, she couldn't make it work, and eventually put it aside.
Okay.
Later, she finds out her friend, Anne Patchett, is writing a novel with an eerily similar premise. Same setting, similar themes, even some specific weird details matched up.
Oh,
Oh.
that's uncanny.
Right, and Gilbert's interpretation wasn't, oh, what a coincidence. It was, the idea left me because I wasn't ready, and it found Anne who was. So whether you take that literally or as a metaphor.
Exactly. Whether it's mystical or metaphorical, the message is potent. Inspiration is active. When an idea knocks, you need to engage with it.
Show it you're interested, basically.
Yeah, show up for it. Start the conversation. Because if you ignore it for too long, it might just wander off and find someone else who's willing to dance.
Treat inspiration like a guest you want to keep around. Okay, that makes sense. Now, what about creative entitlement? That phrase sounds a bit much.
It does, doesn't it?
Why?
Entitlement usually has negative vibes,
Yeah.
but she reclaims it.
How so? What does she mean by it?
She means it not as arrogance like my art is the best, but as a fundamental healthy belief that you deserve to create, that you have a right to express your imagination.
Ah, okay. So it's pushing back against that inner voice that says, who am I to do this?
Exactly, that classic self-doubt. Who am I to write this poem? Who am I to try painting? Someone else is better qualified.
We've all heard that voice. So what's Gilbert's answer to, who am I to create?
It's simple and powerful. She flips it. Who are you not to?
Oh, I like that.
Right? It reframes the whole thing. It implies that not creating, not expressing yourself is actually the stranger choice. By being alive, by having ideas and imagination, you are inherently worthy of bringing them forth.
You don't need to earn the right.
You don't need to earn it. It's yours.
Yeah.
That's creative entitlement in her view.
Yeah,
A radical self-acceptance.
that's really powerful. Okay, so we have this magic, these living ideas, this entitlement. But it's not all mystical woo, right? She talks about hard work, too.
Oh, absolutely. She balances the big magic with what she calls the grind. She's very clear that inspiration is great, but discipline and persistence are essential partners.
So you can't just sit around waiting for the muse.
Definitely not. You have to show up regularly, consistently, even when you don't feel inspired. Especially then, maybe.
Again, she uses her own life, right? Writing even when things weren't successful.
Yeah, those years before Eat, Pray, Love, where she was writing novels that didn't really take off commercially. She didn't stop. She kept her routine. She kept putting in the hours.
She compares it to a relationship, needing daily attention.
Mm-hmm. Creativity isn't just a fling. It's a long-term relationship. It needs consistent effort, showing up even on the boring days, not just waiting for the passionate moments.
So the formula is something like magic plus work ethic.
Basically, yeah. Inspiration plus persistence.
Yeah.
Creative living. You need both. You
Yeah.
got to do the work.
Okay, that feels very grounded. Now, what about finding that initial spark? She pushes back against the follow your passion advice, doesn't she?
She does. She finds that advice can actually be paralyzing for a lot of people.
How so?
Though passion sounds so huge, so singular.
Yeah.
Like you have to find this one giant blazing thing. And if you haven't found it, you feel lost or like a failure.
Yeah, that pressure is real. So what's her alternative?
Curiosity. She suggests following your curiosity instead.
Curiosity. That feels much lighter.
Exactly. Less pressure. Curiosity is just a little spark. Something that makes you go, that's interesting. It's an invitation to explore, not a demand to commit your entire life to something immediately.
That makes so much sense. And she says that's how her own writing life started. Not with passion, but curiosity.
Pretty much. She wasn't born knowing she had to be a writer. She was curious about stories, about people, about the world. She followed those threads of curiosity, and over time, through consistent engagement, that curiosity grew into the deep passion she has now.
So the takeaway is, don't stress about finding the passion. Just notice what catches your interest, even slightly.
Yes, follow the small sparks. See where they lead. They often take you to unexpected and wonderful places. Let passion emerge from sustained curiosity, rather than trying to force it from the start.
Okay, and as you follow that curiosity, inevitably some things won't work out. How does Gilbert talk about success and failure? Because our culture is obsessed with outcomes.
Hugely obsessed. And she directly challenges that. She insists that creative success should not be measured primarily by money or fame or external validation.
Which must have been incredibly hard for her after Eat, Pray, Love blew up.
You can only imagine the pressure. Everyone asking, what's next? Can you top it?
Yeah.
But she talks about consciously choosing to return to her curiosity, to the simple joy of the work itself, rather than trying to replicate that massive success.
So success is just showing up, doing the work.
In her framework, yes. Success is the commitment to the process. It's staying in conversation with your creativity.
And failure. What's failure then?
Failure is just data. It's part of the cycle. A
Yeah.
project that doesn't land, an idea that fizzles out, that's not catastrophic failure. It's just proof that you tried something. It's learning.
So the only real failure is...
The only real failure, in Gilbert's eyes, is letting fear stop you completely. Giving up on creating altogether because you're too scared of the outcome, that's the failure to avoid.
Wow. Okay, this book really does offer a whole different way of thinking about creativity. Let's step back and look at Big Magic itself as a book. What makes it work so well?
Well, the style is a big part of it. It's so conversational, like she's just chatting with you. Witty, funny, but also really deep.
Yeah, doesn't feel like a textbook. Short chapters, lots of stories.
Exactly. Wisdom through anecdote and metaphor, not dry instructions. And its biggest strength, I think, is how genuinely empowering it is for everyone. It really democratizes creativity.
Using her own life and others' lives makes it relatable too.
Definitely. And it balances that sort of mystical side of the living ideas with really practical stuff about discipline and showing up.
Yeah.
It's uplifting. You read it and feel like, yeah, I can do this.
Are there any maybe limitations or things that might not click with everyone?
Sure. I mean, that ideas as living beings thing, while fascinating, might be a hurdle for strictly rational readers. It could feel a bit too out there.
A bit too mystical for some tastes, maybe.
Potentially. And it's definitely more of a mindset shift book, a philosophy, than a step-by-step practical guide. If you want, like, 5 exercises to overcome writer's block, this isn't that book.
Got it. So manage expectations there. But overall, it sounds like a really valuable read, especially if you're feeling stuck or scared.
Absolutely. It's a powerful invitation to see creativity not as this separate, scary thing,
Right.
but as an integral, joyful part in being human.
So just to recap the big picture, Big Magic is essentially a celebration of creativity in all its forms.
Yes. Gilbert is inviting us all to ditch the waiting game, let go of perfectionism.
Embrace curiosity, find courage alongside fear.
Exactly. It's a call to live more bravely, more playfully, more authentically, to see creating not as a product, but as a process vital to a full life.
It's not just for artists, it's for anyone who wants to live more fully.
Spot on. So thinking about all this, about creative entitlement, about curiosity, here's a final thought for you listening.
What's that small act of imagination, that little spark of curiosity that you've been holding back on? Maybe out of fear, maybe because you thought, who am I to do that?
What might happen if, just for today, you gave yourself permission? If you decided you were absolutely worthy of pursuing it, just to see what happens, with no pressure on the outcome.
Something to think about. If you found this deep dive valuable, please do like the video, maybe share it with someone else who needs that creative spark.
And definitely subscribe for more deep dives, helping you get truly well informed.
Thanks so much for joining us today.